Okay, guys. Hello. Today's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Do you like this view, or you want more light on it? How's this coming across to you? First of all, can you hear me? Oh boy, somebody get into the chat, guys. Talk to me. I want to work out of the stick control book or the workbook today. Okay, stick control book it is. Everybody seems to have that. They should have it. It should be in every drummer's every drummer's library. Speaking of which, where is it? Oh, it's down there. Here you go. Okay. I had some email. Robert, how are you? I had some email to go over the triplets that we did yesterday. Marco who? Salvetti Chio. Mr. Otterson, hi. So you want more light on this, or is this okay the way you see it? Yesterday, what we did, I had a couple of emails in reference to page 8 of the stick control book. Okay, so let's go to page 8 in the stick control book. And we're going to do the triplets, eighth notes and triplets. Again, to count the eighth notes, one measure of eighth notes is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Eighth note triplets, 1, 2 and 3, 4. Okay. So a good practice to loosen up or to feel comfortable with this particular page, you want to do combinations of eighth notes and eighth note triplets. So what I like to do before, I warmed up and whatever, if I'm going to practice this for the day or for an hour or two, I want to feel the transition of the feel, eighth notes to eighth note triplets. So you're getting 2 beats to the downbeat when you're playing eighth notes and 3 beats to the downbeat when you're playing eighth note triplets. So it's good to get the feel of that. So set your metronome to whatever tempo that you feel comfortable, all right, and do 1 measure of eighth notes and 1 measure of eighth note triplets. And I'll just demonstrate without the metronome. It's not hooked up. 1, 2, 3, and 4 triplets. And I'll feel that for a while, and I'll feel comfortable with that transition. So, we're going to work this page a little bit different than usual. Usually you start with line 1, you go to 2, 3, 4, down to 12, then go to the right-hand side of the page and work that side down. Here's what I'd like to do, all right, is a little different. I want to run across the page, because then we're going to have 3 different feelings. When I say 3 different feelings, that's the eighth note and triplets. And the third feeling. Now, did you understand what I just did there? I did 1 measure of eighth notes and 2 measures of eighth note triplets. I gave the second measure of the first measure of the triplets I did an alternating stroke. The third measure of triplets, I did the sticking, I changed to sticking. As opposed to alternating strokes, I went right, right, left, right, right, left. Okay? So, we understand that concept, right? You might want to hang out with line 1 for a little bit. Then go to line 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Back and forth. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play line 1, and without stopping, I'm going to go to line 13. Back and forth. Line 1, line 13. Line 1, line 13. Do you understand this, Marco? Okay, any questions on that, Marco? Marco, where are you from, Marco? Okay, I'm not going to stop the lesson and talk. I'm just going to do the lesson. So let's do line 1 and 13. I'm assuming now, before you enter that, go from line 1 to 13, line 1 to 13. You did each line, not all of the lines, but say line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all right, on the left-hand side, and then 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. You know, you feel good with each line. Each one is different. So now that you say, let's say you already feel good with that, let's go from line 1 to 13. I'm going to keep it slow, okay? And Robert, the reason why I'm doing this lesson like we did yesterday, Italy, okay, good for you, man. All right, I was in Italy years ago, about 20 years ago, maybe 21 years ago. Venice and Treviso and Milan. But anyway, let's do line 1 and go to 13. Slow. And like I was just saying, Robert, because you asked this question yesterday, I got the email today to go over it again. And it doesn't hurt you to revisit that. All right? It's reinforcing what you understand, making it stronger. One of the most important things is the level height, the sticking heights. You don't want two heights. You want to make two the right side and the left side equalized. That's how I equalize that sound. Okay, so now let's do it from line 1 to 13. Over a nice moderate tempo. I'm not trying to project any kind of greatness or speed or whatever. I'm demonstrating control. All right, good. See, that it helped you out. That's very good, Robert. I feel good about that. You like this? All right, let's do line 1 to 13. Now, I'm doing that in straight time, 4/4 time. It does say, if you look at line 1, and you see the time signature has a C with a line through it. That means cut time. Alla breve. Cut time. So, if it's cut time, I'm going to do it, I'm going to think of it in 2/4. The 8th notes become 16th notes. The 8th note triplets become 16th note triplets. So if I did line 1 in that format, it would be 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and... Well, I have another camera view. I'm putting some more cameras up. I'm just trying to revamp my site and my studio. Do you understand what I just did, line 1? The one I like to hang out with the most, and because I've been playing for 1,000 years, is going from line 5 to line 17. And that's distributing the workload between the right side of you and the left side. I explained to you yesterday or a couple times in the past, there is a video I have on YouTube called Stick Control Book, the way George Lawrence Stone intended it to be played. Now, I do a demonstration of my sticking heights, whereas my right side and my left side are equal. I don't make my right side heavier than my left or vice versa. If I do, I straighten it out. I go back to page 5 as the hand exercise, half strokes or quarter strokes or whatever, and I want to straighten out the sound. Equalize the right, equalize the left. I did demonstrate this yesterday, for example, when you're doing 2 rights and the left on the triplet. If you were in another room listening to me play that, you should not be able to tell I was doing doubles in the first 2 notes of the triplet. Whereas a lot of guys go like this. That doesn't sound too good. I can't even do it bad anymore. Okay, Stick, get over here. I know I'm killing you. Hoist, a day off. Stick Control Book, page 8. Okay, so now, you want to maintain the sticking heights. So you get the same sound from the right side and the left side. So like I said before, I like to hang out with line 5. And I'll do line 5, just line 5 over and over again, not in cut time. Yes, page 8 in stick control. Where you guys been? Huh. That's what I've been on since the lesson started. I get page 8, stick control book, page 8 out. Give you a chance to get that. Hey, Robert, I don't know who's on Facebook here or not, but in one of my drumming groups, the stick control formulas, I have a page. I posted this morning stick control formula workbook will be available in a few days. In less than 2 hours, I must have had 300 hits. But I didn't put a price on it yet. So we'll see what happens. Page 8 in stick control. Now, what's going to happen with the book number 2, we will go over lessons. There's a lot of difficult lessons there. And I will remain on that book for a while. However, I will be doing some videos, recording, all right, and I will do some on YouTube, but there will be videos on my site that will be available for purchase. But with the video, other than you have the book, all right, I will go into an in-depth demonstration as opposed to surfacely, all right, and if needed, if you purchase the disc or the video, any additional work, any PDFs that you need, you will be sent. So they will be, oh, okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Otterson. Thank you. Okay, so let's go back to page 8. All right, let's do line 5. I'm going to do just line 5 over and over again. Now, the reason why I like that, line 5, it distributes the workload on the right hand and the left hand equally. Whereas if I did line 1 over and over again, it's just a right-sided lead. It's a right-hand lead. So I'm accomplishing strength with the right-hand lead and the left-hand lead by doing line 5. The same thing with when I do 17. Okay? It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and... I'm sorry, I coughed and got distracted there. But you understand the reason why I do line 5 over and over again in line 17? And I do them that's in straight time. If I did it in cut time, it is a different feel. You're playing the same notation, but a different feel. Let me play line 5 for you straight up and down. 1, 2. Three and the 4 and the 1. Now I keep my bass drum going because that's the tempo I want. 1E and the 2 and 3E and the 4. Same sticking pattern, but I kept the pulse going at the same as I did it in 8th notes, and then kept the pulse going in 16th notes. Do you understand the terminology alla breve, the cut time? Let me give you a little explanation of that. If I play four quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I said play that in cut time. 1 and 2 becomes 2, 4. Straight time, quarter notes. Then 1, cut time. That's like using the metronome as the tick is the quarter note, or the tick is the half note, or the tick is the whole note. Do you understand the difference between that, gentlemen? Yes? No? Bidinga banga boom boom. Bidinga bamba boom boom. Do we understand the difference between straight 4/4 and cut time, alla breve? Using the metronome as the quarter note pulse, or using the metronome as the half note pulse, or using the metronome as the whole note pulse, tick. Yes or no, guys? Come on, help me out. Cut time is half time. It's alla breve. You understand that, Hoist? Now, Robert, a formula has come up with this. What aside? I have that in the book. I did it about, I don't know, a week ago. If I made the R become, for example, right, right, left, accenting the left, and I made the left become, all right, you'd have this. You'd be starting here. You'd be going 1 and 2 and 3. I got to read it, but it's in the book. Okay, Marco, you understand it. Robert, you understand it, and Mr. Otterson understands it. Okay, now Hoist and Robert and Mr. Otterson, you do have the workbook, correct? Is that Marco? You're not on my mailing list. Is this the first time you hear Marco? I'm going to put my email in there. You can mail me. I'll add you to my mailing list. Okay? We had somebody from Russia yesterday afternoon. Isn't that right there, Robert? Nice guy. No. That's wrong. That's the wrong definition there, Hoist. You're telling me quarter note, I don't know what that PLS plus in cut time is 8th notes. No. Okay. Let's do 4/4 time. If I have a pulse, and this is maybe what you're thinking, Hoist. If I have 4/4 time, All right, and I want to play quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 beats to the measure. And if I keep the pulse going, 1, 2, 3. Now cut time. 4, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Maybe you mean that. I'm not sure. All right, well, Marco, email me. You live in Italy, and if you want to purchase the workbook 1 and workbook 2, it's very difficult it's very expensive to mail it to you postal. So I offer as well the PDF sent to you for a purchase price. Now, Mr. Otterson and Hoist, they live overseas. They're not in the U.S., and they purchase the PDFs. You print them out, you buy some protector sheets, and put them in a binder. Let me put the metronome on and give an explanation of that with the metronome. Hold on, guys. Oh, boy. There you go. Oh, boy, this old age shit sucks. It really does. Anyway, all right, let's take a happy. That's what you meant. Okay. Now, let's talk about the pulse first. Standard pulse. You have the metronome on. Well, Marco, email me and I'll put you on the mailing list. You get the time and locations of all the lessons and PDFs if you need. Okay? And, that's your invitation to come on back. All right, let's talk about the standard pulse, or how the metronome is interpreted. Now, we're at 60, or 46 rather. That's too slow. I'll go to sleep. Let's go to 60. Now, when I turn the metronome on like that, that equals the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, eighth notes. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Triplets. Back to quarter notes. Now, I made that the quarter, right? So now, that's standard. As soon as you see the tempo, 80 beats per minute, you turn it on to 80, and it's going to give you 80 beats per minute. It's digitally synced like that, as opposed to years ago, we used to have the turn keys, the wind-up ones. So now that's quarter notes. Now, if I say the pulse now, that same 60, is no longer, I'm not making it the quarter note, I'm going to make it the half note pulse. So let's get to the math. The quarter note is tick, tick, tick. Okay. Now I'm making the tick a half note. How many quarter notes equal a half? Need to get that information so we're all on the same level here, the same plate. How many quarter notes equal a half note? Now, there's not that much of a delay here, gentlemen. All right. That's my pulse. That's my quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now I'm going to make that the half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I changed from quarter note to half note. That's the half note. Right, Hoist. Here's the quarter note. 1, 2. Now I'm going to make it the half note. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. All right, now I'm going to make it the whole note. 4 quarter notes equal a whole note. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the whole note pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, half note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you gentlemen, you see how that works? We understand how that works. Marco, do you understand how that works? Okay, that sort of has something to do with cut time, but I'm not thinking cut time. I'm thinking quarter note, half note, and whole note. If I have a measure of quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, that says common time or common time or 4/4 time. However, the same notation is in the up and coming measure, but the time signature changes to cut time. So if I have one measure quarter note, 4/4 time or common time, and the following measure, cut time, and it repeats itself over and over again, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see the difference? It would not normally say that, but that's the math. It would say quarter note, 80. Then it would say, now you're really flying if it says half note 80, whole note 80. You're smacking, man. But we all understand that, right? How that works. Now that's how cut time works. If I'm in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a progression that happens here. The quarter note now becomes the eighth note, or 2/4, alla breve. So I have the quarter notes. 1, this is common time, 3, 4, cut time. 1, 2, 1, 2, back, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me give you some more notation. Let's try eighth note triplets. I'm in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, and then cut time. 1 and 2, back. I can't talk and do this shit, man. 1, 2, 3, and 16. We get that? It's not difficult, so that's let's not get confused. The book is written in cut time. Why, I don't know. I played in 4, and I upped the metronome. So in reality, for example, if I did the quarter note at 80, the eighth note would be 40. The eighth notes would be the quarter note. If I did the quarter note at 40, the eighth notes would be 80. It gets a little not confusing, but you guys understand what I'm talking about. That's how you get the tempo going on, and that's how you should work the stick control book. For example, if you did line 1 at 60 on page 5, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, then cut time, 4, 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, cut time. That metronome is a gift. When you don't have anybody to jam with, the metronome's your best friend. The metronome's right all the time. Shit. Let it ring. I always forget to do something with all these gadgets, man. Sorry about that. Perhaps it's a telemarketing call. Yep, telemarketing. They don't respond. Okay, but we all understand that. Now, you want to start working in the workbook now, or you want to wait until tonight? Tell you what, if you're going to be here tonight, shoot me an email which one you want to work on, what ostinato pattern. Okay? And if not, they're here tonight, we will work on it again tomorrow afternoon. Again, tomorrow evening, there is no lesson. Is that fair enough, guys? I got an email saying, hey, show me how to groove. Man, I don't anybody listen. I can't show you how to groove. I could show you a pattern, like the ostinato patterns. Okay? I can't teach you to groove. I can teach you to play it in time. I could teach you how to play just before the metronome, right on the metronome, or just a little bit after the metronome. But I can't teach you to groove. Nobody can. Okay? Yeah, send me an email which one you want to work on, Robert, or everybody else, tonight and tomorrow. The only thing that could teach you to groove is the music. You sit down with the band and you play the music. You're inside a pocket. You're inside time, yes. It has to be in time to make sense. It's not out of the box. It's laying down the time in a conversation with the other musicians. Only the music could teach you to groove. I could show you 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, it's a basic pattern. I can't teach you how to groove that. Where you take that in the tune, it's up to you, how you feel it. You understand that, gentlemen? Come on. Nothing really works ever out for me. Now I got this thing biting me. Ay. You believe this shit? We all understand that. Tonight, we'll send me out an email, Robert, which one you want to work on, and whoever else is going to attend this evening, and we'll work on it. Now, Robert, you play another instrument, correct? Which I think is a great thing. I'm considering giving up drum lessons or teaching drums and playing tuba. A little heavy. Oh, come on. Jeez. They don't want to let go. You understand there, Mr. Otterman? You could run me out an email. Tell me which one you want to work on tomorrow. Whatever one we work on tonight, we're going to have a little review of it tomorrow afternoon. And if you want something new, we'll do that as well. Why is this thing like that? My Lord. Sorry, gentlemen. Stuff drives me crazy. I can't never understand all this wires and buttons, and I just want to play some jazz. Oh, good Lord. Oh, man. Okay, gentlemen, we'll see everybody tonight. Piano. That's the. I've studied. First off, I play with this.